Welcome to this week's Parsha presentation. As always, the Parsha is presented in conjunction with the Weiss Entertainment Network, 613 on your dial. This week's Parsha is Parshas Vigash, and we pick up our story in the middle. If you remember last week, the Parsha ended with the incident where Yosef had placed the cup in Binyamin's bag, and upon his people chasing after the brothers who had left, they came back to Mitzrayim, and Yosef threatened to take Binyamin as a slave. Yehuda, who had taken responsibility for Yaakov, with Yaakov for Binyamin, now confronts Yosef on this topic. See, in the picture, they come and they confront him. And Yehuda goes into a whole speech about how he had to promise Yaakov and how they came originally for food. They were accused of spying, and that the entire life of Yaakov depends on the return of Binyamin. Yehuda says, how can I possibly go up to my father without Binyamin? And he said, I don't want to see the bad that will happen to my father. And that's how Yehuda is very convincing of his defense of Binyamin. So then the pasuk says, Yosef can no longer control himself. So the first thing he did was, he says, Yosef sivalo siat kol anashim min hacheder. Yosef commands that everyone be removed from the room. Rashi brings down that he didn't want to embarrass the brothers, that when he revealed himself to his brothers, he didn't want them to feel a sense of embarrassment. And then Yosef says, Ani Yosef, Ahod Avichai. So he says, I am Yosef, is my father really alive? So there's a number of explanations given. One of the famous explanations given to that statement is that when Yosef said, Ha'od Avichai, they said, how come you weren't concerned about it when you sold me? You weren't concerned then about Yaakov's life. But in reality, Yosef embraces his brothers. It says they were embarrassed, they couldn't answer. But then Yosef embraces his brothers, and he tells them about the famine and how Hashem had sent them there to provide them with food. Yosef fully understood his role, and he tried to impress upon the brothers. He tells them not to be sad, not to be upset that you sent me here. I'm here really to serve a purpose, which is to provide you with food. And the pasuk describes how Yosef and Binyamin, who were the only two pure descendants of Yaakov and Rachel, embraced each other. The pasuk says, "Vayipol al savarei Binyamin," that he fell or he hugged Binyamin, and it says, "Binyamin bacha al savarav." So, what is this imagery that the Torah is trying to portray to us? So, you see here a picture of the base of Mikdash. So Rashi says, he says the first thing is that Yosef cried on Binyamin because he saw in the future there's going to be two Batei Mikdashot, which will be in the share in the portion of Eretz Yisrael given to Binyamin. In the end, they're going to be destroyed. Binyamin bachal tzavarav, because it says on Mishkan Shiloh, because when they come to Eretz Yisrael and they'll build the Mishkan, they'll place it in Shiloh. And that too was also destroyed in the time of Eli HaKohen, and Binyamin saw this in the Ruach HaKodesh, and it says that he cried over this idea. So we see in the picture, Yosef sends his brothers home and tells them to bring their father to Mitzrayim and the whole family. So, and one of the interesting things is, as we see in the picture, Yosef sent agalot, he sent wagons. So Rashi brings down that the last mitzvah that Yaakov and Yosef were studying was called Egla Arufa. It's a special mitzvah of what happens if a dead body is found in between two cities and no one knows what happened to it. But it has the word Egla in it, this mitzvah, Egla Arufa. Agalo, which are wagons, is the same shoresh. Yosef was sending a reminder to his father that he still remembers the Torah that they learned and he's still observing them. And it was when Yaakov sees the wagons, he proclaims, Od Yosef Chai, now I want to go see him, because now I see that the Yosef of old, the Yosef who was a tzaddik, is truly alive, and now I want to go visit him and spend at least the last days of my life with him. Torah goes and describes El Shemot Bnei Israel. These are the people that came to Mitzrayim. So what's interesting here is that these are the 70 people that come to Mitzrayim. These are the 70 people, which is really the takeoff point for the Jewish history and everything that's going to happen. Now, when Yaakov is on his way to Mitzrayim, it says he stops at a place called Beersheba. It says he hesitated. He thought about maybe it's not a good idea to go to Mitzrayim. It was over there that Hashem appeared to him in a dream and told him that he will go down to Mitzrayim with Yaakov, and he will also promises that he'll bring them out of Mitzrayim. And here to point out the 70 people. Of note was that if you count off the people, there were 69 people. And so Rashi brings down that Yocheved was born right before they entered Mitzrayim. It's called Bein HaChomot, which added to 70. Could be possibility Yocheved is the mother of Moshe, and Bnei Israel couldn't enter Mitzrayim unless the seeds to have Moshe around has not already been planted. Now, just some of the last things that we should mention here. It says Yaakov comes to Mitzrayim, but he sends Yehuda ahead, Goshna. So Rashi brings the Medrash, Takein Lo Beis Talmud, as we see in the picture, set up a yeshiva, set up a place of Torah. Yaakov did not want to enter Mitzrayim until a place of Torah was firmly established. Now, the other thing that's of note is that when Yaakov meets Yosef, he's saying Kriyat Shema. Perhaps the idea was to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for giving him the opportunity to see Yosef one more time. It says Yosef Pagashet, Yaakov Pagashet Paro. Yaakov was taken to Paro. They meet. Yaakov gives him a bracha that the Nile River will overflow. And then it says a parsha Mitzrayim im Bnei Israel no do banim b'Mitzrayim. Says that the parsha ends with a description of how Bnei Israel begin to have children in Mitzrayim. As we come to the end of Sefer Bereshis and Mr. Hashem next Shabbos, we're seeing the beginning and the development of the Jewish people. We'll see already at the end next the next parsha that the Torah describes how Yosef saw 3 generations ahead. So the growth of Bnei Israel is taking place. The development of Bnei Israel is taking place as we march to the end of Sefer Bereshis, and Mr. Hashem next Shabbos will say Chazak Chazak v'nis Chazak. This concludes today's edition of Parsha of the Week, Parshas Vigash. Please tune in next week for Parshas Vayechi. Good Shabbos.